We should save the best for last.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Particularly the black hills of South Dakota. They're phenomenal. You can spend months doing it. I grew up in Illinois. Across from St. Louis.
And what is,
This is our amphitheater. We have an evening program in the summer. Every night we get about 2,000 to 3,000 people in the amphitheater.
Yes, I do.
We have a short-range
Yeah, I do
program,
too.
movie. Then we invite all of our veterans and active duty military to come down on stage and help us retrieve the flag. And then the sculpture gotta get videos.
I mean, what are we supposed to do? We can't not film this. So you're gonna make us get an hour and a half marking?
I mean, don't we have to walk back to the cars anyways?
Yeah, 100th anniversary of that. We started celebrating last year because we got a lot to celebrate. There's 411 national park sites. And there are all kinds of systems. The national park takes care of the cultural heritage, the historic heritage, the natural heritage. Tells the story of the country. And every country learning another place.
you know, the quality of the sculpture is really quite extraordinary. I mean, you would think that would be quite a great accomplishment if somebody could work in a studio. But doing your work hanging from straps quite high up is amazing.
So the artist created a model that was 1/12 the size of this.
1/12, that's pretty big unto itself, right?
Well, yes, the model is pretty big. And he used a system called pointing, where you have a disc that sits on top of one of the heads that's numbered, and then a plumb bob that hangs from that, and you use those numbers and transfer them up to that site to help get the rough outwork. And when it came to the fine detail, you certainly needed to be on top of it, working on the fine detail. And while there were 400 people working on it, it was the artist Gutzon Borglum's concept. He was always saying, oh, we need to change this, we need to change
So
that.
among the 400 were they trained sculptors?
There were a handful of trained sculptors.
But actually, this is not like sitting around doing something with your hand, is it?
Right, correct. Yes, you're right. This is our new use exploration area in the summertime. We'll have kids out there. So they get a nice sculpture. So the idea of the presidential trail is to offer you a variety of views. There always was a little trail around here, but this was in 1998. You are also walking through pretty amazing ponderosa pine forest. When the sun starts warming up those trees, it smells like vanilla out here.
It's cool if we get in front of them.
It's a wonderful thing.
Can we get in front of them and shoot this way? So we get a space?
Stay in front of Dan.
Okay.
No problem.
That's a little bit.
Here we go.
Stay in front of Dan.
Wow.
You guys gotta move back.
Now you can see.
Wow.
See, now you got a better sense of its height.
Yes. And the boulders down below will give you a sense of just how much material is coming off with that blasting.
So once
It
again,
looked like shale from there. And
Washington
boulders.
is 6 stories high.
Yeah. Washington was the first one they started on sculpture. First one completed, and then Jefferson, then Lincoln, and ultimately Theodore Roosevelt was the last one that was completed. And it is considered complete. While the mock-up was a 3/4 model, they realized this wasn't all carvable. If you see that dark stripe under George Washington, that's a different kind of rock. It's a mica schist.
Extraordinary accomplishment, isn't it? Do you all know that Washington is 6 stories high?
Wow.
I mean, you can't, 6 stories high. All right.
North by Northwest. Depending on your
That's right, North by Northwest.
National Treasure too, depending on your taste. And North by Northwest is one of my favorites.
That's what I was saying.
Steady are
Trying.
hidden here, but we'll see them up there.
So if you're looking at the rock, you can see the blast marks on a lot of it. The farther apart the blast mark, the older it would have been. So it would have been one of the first blasts because those were considerably further apart. They were taking out bigger pieces. The closer the blast marks, the more finished that piece was when they were blasting. So each morning when they started work, there was a staircase. They would hike up the staircase. The pay started when you got to the top. No pay on the stairs. They drilled their holes. They put dynamite in the holes, and then usually they would blast before lunch and again at the end of the day.
How much time do we have?
Yeah, we got to be conscious of that. Shannon, you on the side?
Paul? Time? How much? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Do we know if the workers were unionized?
Phone walking and then one more stop.
Well,
Someone's gonna ask that question.
Dear, you guys.
all along this walking route, you'll get different perspectives.
Was it Washington the first, Jefferson the second,
Correct.
Lincoln third?
Correct.
And in the middle of it, they did Roosevelt.
And you'll see Roosevelt's a lot further back. The rock in that spot was not as good. They had to blast a lot more off in that area. So he's actually the skinniest head up there. Who is? Roosevelt. Oh,
It's misleading.
touchback.
Thanks, Roosevelt.
Roosevelt's one of my favorites as far as the sculpture goes because you can see his glasses, but really there isn't a lot sculpted when it comes to the glasses.
Yeah.
But visually you fill all of that in. That's the mark of an amazing artist. And Berglund came up with the concept in the pupils. You'll see there's kind of a post right in the middle.
Oh, is that what's going on? I've been trying to figure out why it looks so great.
There you go. That's good. That post casts shadow as the sun moves, so it looks like the eyes are almost back. Huh. It's very cool. And this is a work of art or a work of engineering, depending on who you are. But for everybody, it means something a little bit different.
I want to get a picture of the two of us in front of the
You need a selfie. Well, that's an idea.
Ellen, can you take a picture?
Fred is right.
Oh, yeah, I've got Fred.
I think you're going to have a few pictures to choose from. Want to show whoops. Yeah, you got a lot of shadows.
There you go.
That's right.
Being a professional
A little
cameraman.
bit more, and Jane will be out of shadows. There you go.
Okay.
Okay, got it, Fred?
Thanks.
Hey, Renee, can you take that and we'll get...
So, we are going to do a closed press for a
Oh, here,
second.
yeah, oh, we're gonna
And
get
we're gonna head down the
service right here.
Yeah. We're gonna take a photo that will be off the record. Please, no personal photography.
Can we have that big cat moment where you realize that you weren't home for? Yeah. Ooh.
6 stories high.
Pretty cool.
I might look there a few steps before I get to that. He's on us.
Down, step down, step down. Officially broke. Hey, Sean. Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to get that other STI from you. Okay. This one's not looking hot.
Can we run to the bathroom now?
You guys don't need running water.
It is my only option for 2 hours.
Here? Well, where's the best place for us to take our picture?
There's so many great angles, I mean.
Here or like back there?
Probably on this platform here. Yeah, like all of these are set up that are different, yeah. This one's not so good though.
Yeah, no.
Better in the winter. Have you been there?
I shot this to tape though, so I'll have everything.
Yeah, that's right, that's right. This stuff. Sit in the car. Sit in the car.
I'm really great when that happens.
Like literally human rights violation, in my opinion.
Sorry.
This is a really good shot. I know you guys can't stop. I don't want you to miss.
Yeah. Come down there, but I was going to ask when they're fixed, when they go up, what do they do? There it is. This.
And this gives you a different perspective. This gets rid of that gap between Roosevelt and Lincoln, and this is kind of the perspective the artist had. No, these you're talking about going through the Depression at this point. 1927, they started working on the carving, and it was whenever they could get the money together to do it. Initially, it was going to be all donations, but pretty quickly they realized they were going to need more money than that.
Oh.
The whole year off to show our daughter in the United States.
Yeah.
And this is our last national monument, so yeah, it's kind of cool.
Hello.
Good morning.
Well, thank you.
Oh, thank
No,
you.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Great. How are you?
From this perspective, you can kind of see there's like a little gap to the far right of Lincoln. There's actually a canyon back there. And Gutzon Borglum, the artist, wanted to create what he called the Hall of Records, to dig back there and put the important documents from the United States, the Constitution, the Declaration, the Emancipation Proclamation. But Congress at that point was doing a lot of the funding. They said, hey, Gutzon, finish the front. So he was working on the front of it. Never did finish the Hall of Records. But in the 1990s, Borglum's family still wanted those documents up there. So they did dig a hole in the floor of that area and put the documents in there, sealed up there. So they're meeting what he wanted.
Thank you. Thank you. It was mostly with federalism.
Yes. Yeah, by 1933, the National Park Service was involved in that extra money coming out of Congress. It started with donations in the state of South Dakota, but pretty quickly it became federal.
So you said they go up about once a year to make sure it's okay. What do they do? How do they?
When they go up top there, we know there's cracks up there, and they're checking the cracks, first of all, that Borglum filled himself when he was working on it. And they want to seal the cracks on the top of the heads, but not on the faces. Because they want to stop the water from getting in, but if it gets in, they want it to get out.
Oh, okay.
So we do also have monitors up there attached to computers, so we know if those cracks are moving at all.
How much did the whole project cost you?
It was just under $1 million.
Wow. That would pay for breakfast today. Should be thinking about some project anyway?
Should have made two.
$1 million. Wow. No. But then again, $1 million back then.
Yeah,
that was
what they made, quarter an hour, I don't know what. They were making, the workers, most of them about 50 cents an hour. Oh, okay. The expert farmers would take about $1. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, okay.
That's pretty good then. Money,
But nonetheless.
Yeah. It was good to have a job.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we're keeping a whole lot of people from. I'm losing votes up there. Okay, we ought to keep moving.
What year was it?
Yeah.
You said it was $1 million, so much?
What year?
20 seconds.
Do you want a photo?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take it. What phones am I taking you on? All right. Yeah, you can just, yeah, I know. Cool. All right, I've got.
I was like, can we do it with our cameras because it's tethered to my body, so.
All right.
Do like the Charlie's Angel clips.
Can you guys get in a little tighter so I can?
Renee, you want to get in there and I'll take one?
No. All right, I'm gonna take it with a couple of different lighting options,
Oh, good.
and then Danny, your hair looks great.
It's actually a great picture.
Devin, is he like in the cars now?
Yeah, he's in the car. He's at the rally.
Alright, so I'll have to edit for optimal lighting.
Abby. You know how to do this shit.
Yeah. It's hard because presidents are a little white.
Alright.
Oh, guys! We look great! Okay.
Well, we knew that.
That's very cute. You think it's the color that changed or no, it's very yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like it. It's white. It's like white roll Jamaica. None of my jokes then. Did he hear the union? Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah, I think you would like that.
I want to get him to admit this is an incredible waste of government spending.
It's bathroom. But yeah, there was no money. But can we use it?
It's a terrible waste of government spending. Abuse of low-wage workers who work union.